Hi friends, Jai Sri Ram, Jai Hanuman. My name is Veera Raghavaiah. Swami Hanuma is the most liked god among Hindus, and many of us may have doubts about whether scientists found any evidence for the for the species of Hanuma, the vanaras. What happened to their species? If Ramayana was real, why did scientists not find any of their evidence for their species like scientists found for other species? Did Hanuma really have a tail? So these are all the doubts many of us may have. So I wanted to clarify all these doubts through this video. Actually, the race of Hanuma, the species of Hanuma did not really disappear from the earth. So they actually merged with us because the Hanuma and their species, the Vanara species is not really Vanaras, they are actually Neanderthals. Let me explain the full history. Almost since the time of about 2 million years ago, a species called Homo erectus originated from its ancestors, and this is the ancestor to Homo sapiens. Homo erectus, which is our ancestor, originated around 2 million years ago, and it continued until recently, almost 100,000 years ago. From Homo erectus, a subspecies called Homo heidelbergensis originated around 600,000 years ago, approximately. From this Homo heidelbergensis, three subspecies divided. One is Homo sapiens, another is Neanderthals, and one more Denisovans. This division of Homo sapiens happened around 300,000 years ago from Homo heidelbergensis. Let me repeat the hierarchy again. Homo erectus, then Homo heidelbergensis, and from Homo heidelbergensis came the three subspecies including Homo sapiens. So the common ancestor for Homo sapiens, Neanderthals and Denisovans is same. So all these species are almost similar. The fossil records for the Neanderthals have been found to show that they lived until 40,000 years ago. Their fossils are dating to 40,000 years ago have been found. It does not mean that they did not live later. They may have lived, but the fossils have been found until 40,000 years ago. Even the Denisovans lived until recently, and even their fossils dating to until 30,000 years ago have been found. Throughout the world, these Neanderthal genes are found in Homo sapien genes. Almost all human beings have 1 to 2% of their genes. And Denisovans genes spread only in Melanesian countries. These countries are the ones between Indonesia and New Zealand, Fiji Islands, Vanuatu, Papua New Guinea and Solomon Islands, very small islands with very small population. This Denisovan population is not found elsewhere. It has not been identified elsewhere much. So, but Neanderthal genes have been identified throughout the world. So, after 40,000 years ago, last 40,000 years, they may have lived until the time of Ramayana, and their genes mixed with our genes. Why did they why was their population so less that their genes is only 1 to 2% when our genes is 98%? So it shows that actually their population was very less. Why? Is it because they were not as wise as Homo sapiens? That is not true. There is no proof to show that these Neanderthals or Denisovans were less wiser than Homo sapiens. Actually, 70,000 years ago, even human population went to the brink of extinction when there was a volcanic explosion in the Toba island of Indonesia. The human population fell from 100,000 to just about above 1,000, just about 1,000 people. It could be possible that the Homo sapiens also gone extinct and Neanderthals continued after that. Alright, so we don't know the circumstances in those days. So there is no proof to say that Neanderthals or Denisovans are less wiser. Their height is almost similar to Homo sapiens, just a couple of centimeters shorter, and their weight is equal to Homo sapiens. Their bones are stronger. Neanderthals are particularly adapted to cold environments. Their toes are much stronger and longer. Their legs are much stronger than Homo sapiens legs. Other than these subspecies, right, the species with the common ancestry like Homo sapiens, Neanderthals and Denisovans, there were many other hominoid species throughout the world which originated from Homo erectus, which is our much earlier ancestor. But what happened is many of these species were much smaller in number and they were limited to very small areas in the world, very small pockets, and they vanished. And their genes are not found in our genes. And it is least likely that any other species is associated with the vanaras mentioned in Ramayana. Now comes the question, did Hanuma really have tail? Because most of the hominoid species as found in the scientific evidence most likely did not have tails. There is no proof that they had tails like in gorillas, chimpanzees and Homo sapiens. Most likely these are also a species without tails. But how come in Ramayana we come to know that these vanaras had tails? Actually, according to Valmiki Ramayana, the Ramayana actually happened almost 7,500 years ago. The Ramayana that is available now in the form of Valmiki Ramayana is actually written 2,500 years ago. In between those 7,500 years and 2,500 years, it may have come through oral transfer of the story, and there may had existed some written texts in between which are now lost. So it is possible that over so many years, thousands of years, the original Ramayana lost its originality, right? Some content may have been added, some deleted, some changed. So that could be the reason why in the current available text, we find that, okay, we find the description of Hanuma as having a tail. So it may not be true. So eventually, where is Hanuma's race now? It is among ourselves. It's us. So we are a hybrid of Homo sapiens and original Homo sapiens and Neanderthals. So original Homo sapiens are there no more. So we are now again a mixed race who originated from the mixed species, the hybrid of Homo sapiens and Neanderthals. This is the history of vanaras. And one more thing, so many people think that all these other species are less wiser. Okay, there is no such proof. So they are not really archaic. They are not really primitive, right? So it is only our assumption. So there is no scientific evidence to say that they are less capable or less wise. The Neanderthal skull size is actually slightly bigger than Homo sapiens skull size. Okay, so with this I want to conclude this video. Thank you very much. Please share with others.